And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the
classic. Time.
All right. Turn that down a tiny bit. What's going on, guys? You can tell from the title of this video, I'm back to my Gimme 10 from the 80s series. Well, not mine, because Vinyl Richie started this thread. Andy Borders carried it on, and I carried it on still, but I'm slacking a little bit. 88, I should have done this a while ago because I already had my list planned out for 88. I've literally just changed my order up as I'm filming this. The only year I'm going to struggle with is 89 because I don't have that many albums from 1989. So that might just literally be me just giving you guys a list. But then it wouldn't be a Give Me 10. A proper one anyway. I'm sure I'll figure it out when I get there, but for now, this is a Give Me 10 from 88, and a shout out to one of my favourite movies from 1988. I saw a post in the VC Facebook group of the soundtrack to this movie, and it just reminded me how much I love this movie. And so I picked this up today. It's Oliver and Company, 88. One of my favourite movies from Disney and from 88. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I thought I'll grab that. And while I'm in a mood for 88, I'll check that out. And in case you can't hear what's playing in the background, Sade, Stronger Than Pride is playing in the background. One of my honourable mentions from 88. I wanted to get this in my top 10. I couldn't quite do it because while I love Sade and I love everything she's ever done, this is probably my least favourite of her albums. Although I do love Nothing Can Come Between Us, which is on this album, and this is a very nice gold stamp promo. But yeah, of all her albums, this is probably maybe my least favourite. It's still a great album, don't get me wrong. I just comparing it to her other albums, for me it's a little bit weaker for me, but I love it still. Yeah, there's that one. Anyways, top 10. Well, it's technically a Gimme 10, but I've been doing these as like a top 10. So let's get to these. Kicking it off with Schoolie D, Smoke Some Kill. Famously has two songs on here that sample Herbie Hancock. Both of them are from his Headhunters album. Very very famous album in my opinion. Very, very good album. Maybe Schoolie D's best album from front to back, at least in my opinion. The great hip hop duo. Fantastic stuff there. Do love that album quite a bit. Have to give that a mention there. George Benson, Twice the Love. Is it his best album? Not by a long shot, but George Benson. I have a soft spot for George Benson's music. I've always liked it, even in the early days of my record collecting. This is when I didn't have Walk Blindly, and I actually loved it from front to back. So later George Benson, but still a good album. Very overlooked album from George Benson as well, in my opinion. So I had to give that one a fair shot. Billy Ocean, Tear Down These Walls in 8. Of course, Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car is the big track on this album. One from him that I really, really love. Again, great album from Billy Ocean. Nothing more to say there really other than it's Billy Ocean. Martika, self-titled. That's the hit song Like Toy Soldiers, which famously was sampled by Eminem. And I actually prefer the American album cover over this one. I don't know why. Well, sometimes I'm torn between the two, but I always find myself liking the American cover just a tiny bit more. But of course, this is the British one. Still nice, still a nice picture of Martika there, so gotta give that album some love. Will Downing. Great album from '88. Another one very, very overlooked. Has a song on here called A Love Supreme, which is, I mean, it's technically a tribute to John Coltrane, but it samples A Love Supreme by John Coltrane, so whatever you really want. I'm gonna call it, I suppose. And then Sending Out an SOS. Dancing in the Moonlight, another great song on here. In fact, this is just a solid album from start to finish. I probably should have placed this higher on my list, actually, but yeah, it's still a great album, so I love it. EPMD, Strictly Business, up next. This is their debut. This was a very solid debut. Of course, you've got on here the title track, Strictly Business. You've got You's Got to Chill, It's My Thing. Yeah, just a great album from front to back. Great EPMD album. Do love that one a fair bit, so I had to give that one a show. Of course, maybe one of the most famous hip hop albums from '88, Public Enemy's It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. You can't really have a hip hop collection without this album. I mean, you've got songs like Bring the Noise, Don't Believe the Hype, Terminator X to the Edge of Panic, Show 'em What You Got, Black Steel in the Hour of Chaos, Rebel Without Pause, great song, absolutely phenomenal album here. Here's the argument I would make. A lot of people debate whether it's this or Fear of a Black Planet is Public Enemy's best album. And there's a reason I'm putting this one in fourth is because I'm in the latter category that puts Fear of a Black Planet above this album. But I still think this is still a very solid album from Public Enemy, so that's why I'm putting it fourth on my list. But because I prefer another album over it, and from them and 4 More from '88, I can't put that one any higher. Shame too, because I still really enjoy that album. Still a very solid album, but hey, it doesn't matter. Tracy Chapman, her debut, another solid album from front to back. Of course, you got songs like Fast Car was the big track on here. Talking About Revolution, which is one of my favourite songs from her. For My Lover is on here, which is another song I really love. I just love this whole thing from front to back, so had to give it a mention. Of course, we should all know this album. Great album. This next one I have on CD because I don't own a physical vinyl copy of it. Although at some point I may pick up the Black and reissue because from what I hear, they're inexpensive and they sound good. But this is And Justice for All, which you can't really see that. There you go, you can see that. And Justice for All, I'm putting it in second, my second favourite album from '88. One is on here, and that's maybe the song from them I know the most. Yeah, very good album from Metallica, maybe their best. Although I tend to flip between this one and Master of Puppets as to which one I like most. But at some point I want to make sure I picked up all the Black and reissues because from what I hear they sound phenomenal. So, yeah. The only one I'm showing in this video on CD because like I said I don't own a copy of that one on vinyl. But of course, maybe the most famous hip hop album from '88 is either this or It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. But for me, this has to be single-handedly the album that changed the direction hip hop went. And for me, it's easily a top 10 hip hop album. You can argue with me on that all you like. But I'm putting it up here, and I'm putting it as my favourite album of '88 because it is maybe out of all of these the one I not only listened to the most, but the one that had the biggest impact on me the first time I listened to the title track, and that's Straight Outta Compton by NWA. I know. You can say all you like about this album, but at the end of the day, Straight Outta Compton, Fuck the Police, Gangsta Gangsta, If It Ain't Rough, Express Yourself, Dogman Remix. You know, just this whole thing from front to back is a phenomenal album, and yet, I mean, they made a movie about this album and everything, so easily a top 10 album for me. Like I said, it changed the way hip hop went. Because before this, there wasn't a lot of gangster rap around. It was mostly fun hip hop, and of course Public Enemy were about at the time, which I think had a very similar sound, if you want to class it as that. But again, they were still a bit fun at the time. They weren't really proper gangsters like these guys were. So yeah, NWA Straight Outta Compton is my favourite album from '88, and what I would place as my number one album from '88. So yeah, I'm sorry there's a lot of hip hop and soul here. That's basically all I've listened to from '88. I mean, I know there's one metal album, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. That's gonna do it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully I can sort something out from my '89 video, because like I said, I probably have about 5 or 6 albums physically from that year, but I'll sort something out, I'm sure. But with that said and done, thanks again so much for watching and tuning back into the channel. If you're new here, like as always, please subscribe, because we are super close to that 200 mark, and I would love to get to that 200 mark before the end of the summer. So yeah, I'll hopefully see you guys again very soon. Peace.